We're gonna start another day on the flatbed. So I'll show you where we're sitting at. Had somebody come out. I tried my hand at TIG, was not successful. So I had somebody come out and do all the TIG welding for us. So we got a tank. Still gotta do a water test on it just to be sure. Got our tie downs on it. This is the underside of the tank. And we'll flip it over and that'll be the top side. License plate bucket. This would be the passengers light housing. This one right here would be the driver light housing. Look fantastic. I'm gonna put a third brake light in this one up top. And now we're gonna get back going on our headache rack. I got one piece put up just more or less just heavy tacked in, but I've got that piece there trying to start that bend to come around. What I did then, I cut these triangular pieces out. This one is the bottom one. So this one would go right there and be a support for the bottom. I know it's long, I'm gonna have to cut it off, I get that, but just cutting a piece for there. This piece is the middle piece, and it's gonna go right there. And see how it's gonna come wide and then narrow in, narrow in to go across the top. So it's gonna kind of do one of these and then meet up and go across the top. I've got all the same stuff for the bottom over here. Several supports in the top to help stiffen it up so it doesn't fly apart. And they're on an angle, so vertical here, they angle up to help get a little bit of wind draft, and then they angle back so that when I put my work lights, they're pointing at least a little bit down. They won't be shining way out there in the field, they'll be shining down there just a little bit. So it's not a huge angle, but it's a little bit of one. That would be straight right about there. So it's a little bit of an angle. You're coming back a little over an inch back, and then keep it good and wide going across. So what I'm gonna try to do now is weld all these supports in except for this bottom one, but going ahead and weld this one in, weld all of those solid all the way across, and then somehow try to get this 10 gauge plate to bend and suck up in there. Whoa, it's another reason for all the plates is because I can take and leave a sheet long, bring it in here and clamp it on the underside. I'm gonna do the underside and then the front side, underside first, front side, and then the top side last. So we'll see how that works. So I'm gonna set y'all up and we'll see how far we make it. I truthfully don't know. I'm going at this best way I know how. Well, when I put that bottom piece on to get started, you can see there's a big old gap. So I looked at it from this side and it is very obviously bowed, cupped that way. So I got this I think it's a 1.5 by 1.5 by 1/4 inch wall. I'm gonna get some help, get it up there, clamp it where it'll pull it back out, and then we'll see where we go from there. But we gotta get that straight because that's sure enough dished. I don't know if I did it when it welded that or when I did this or just hanging up there it did it. I don't know. So we're gonna figure it out. Got it worked out. Took these 1.5 inch square 1/4 inch wall tubings, clamped it and welded it, because even though we clamped it, it was still pushing forward in the middle. So put some tacks across the middle to hold it square. Now it's looking pretty good. You look at it that way, it's looking pretty straight. Then I started having another problem where this piece here was flush over there, but out over here, and I couldn't get it pulled in, kind of like you see right there. So what I did is I just went and got me a long bolt, put a washer on it, a little tack weld, and then as I screw this down, it'll tighten it up. Show you. Well, the dickens, if I could find my wrench. It's in my pocket. There we go, problem solved. I mean, there's a little bit of gap, but that ain't nothing. So sometimes you just gotta think outside the box. I'll come in and weld these boxes. Come in and weld these boxes and then figure out how I'm gonna do the sides. I still don't know how I'm gonna do those yet, but we're gonna take it one little piece at a time and try it out. Set y'all up and let you watch. One more thing. We also have the tank over here with water filled up in it, because diesel is currently $5 a stinking gallon. So I didn't want to put diesel in it to test it, and I didn't want to have to try to seal off that many fittings for air. So you got one little drop right there that's just from condensation, cold water. You can see the condensation on it. Got a ball valve down there so that whenever I put the fluid to it, I will have a way to cut that off. If for some reason I get a leak between there and this tank, I can cut that off. But got her full of water. We're gonna let her sit here all day and all night and be sure she don't leak any. Nice concrete floor, that way we can tell if there's a puddle, and we can also see here, and this will be the filler neck. This is gonna end up being the, I'm gonna take that pump right there and put it on here and get a new pump for there. But the filler neck here, that'll come over here, and this will go on it and all that stuff. But for right now, just needed something to let me overfill higher than the level of these welds so I could test them all. Looking good so far. Back to it. That in, it looks pretty good. Looks really, really good actually. So now we're gonna come through and do this side over here, same way we have that side on the inside. And then we're gonna trim these edges down. Trim these edges down and get a piece that's gonna go from here to there. Cut that at something like that kind of angle. And then come from here to there. All right, so when we do that, we'll weld it up here, take a clamp and pull it back, and then take another clamp and as best we can, pull these two together. I'm gonna cut it a little bit long so that it comes past it. And then what we'll do is run the little diamond blade across it where we'll have a little gap, pinch it together. And when you pinch it together, it'll let you cut it. So we'll see. That's the plan. So I'm gonna get that piece over there cut, going on the inside. This is the first piece I'm gonna use on the outside, but I'm gonna get that piece cut coming here on the inside, right into that corner like that. And all right, that's got this side in. I'm gonna leave this on for a little bit because I may need to wiggle that some. But that's got this side in, following right in that line. A little bit of a sweep coming in, just like the other side. I did this one over in the vise this time instead of trying to manhandle it up here. It is a whole lot easier. So there we go. It's got a bit of a gap up here, but I think I can fix that as I come in with this. If not, I'll put another piece on the outside to weld it all flush. Just, it'll be all right. You ain't gonna be able to see inside of here. So, that's that. Now I gotta figure out how to do these. All right, we got this side in. I think that looks awesome. Just kind of stitch welded it down. This is just perfectly at 90 degrees, and that is solid as a rock now. So what I'm gonna do, I got this piece cut over here, so I'll set y'all up and let y'all watch that. You can see what that's gonna look like. I think that is gonna look fantastic. Still gotta do my trimming, you know, draw my angle and make it rounded and all that. But I think it is looking great. I don't know if y'all can see that. There's gaps in there now. So what I'm gonna do is drill a hole. I'm gonna drill a hole in here and then get a nut with a big washer and try to pull those back.